diary writing is another form of reflective writing. But that reflective writing is done after something has been completed, the action has been completed. Whereas the diary writing can be done while doing the action or also after doing the action. Or maybe some days later it can also be written. But usually it is encouraged to write the diary when it is being done or when it has been completed. So in that case, diary reflecting or diary writing is different from reflective writing in the sense that diary writing can also be current diary writing. So whatever I am doing at the moment, I also make notes of it, and that could be diary writing. It is called diary writing because usually people make notes in a diary. It could be called note writing also. It could be now called online writing also, because we sometimes make notes on our computer screen as well, on the desktop or laptop. So it can be called, but basically the term which is used to write those notes is called diary writing, and it can be again used in both the forms, formal writing and informal writing. But usually, which is common, is more of informal writing, because a diary is actually kept to write the note in a rush. You can just write a note about something, you observe something, or you know about a word, you come to know about a new word and you have never heard that word and you want to put it in your diary so that you want to look at the word in the dictionary later on. So you will quickly note it down in the diary. This exercise is actually very useful for the students, and usually it is recommended that the students make a bank of vocabulary in their diaries. So whenever they open their diaries, wherever they are going, they are traveling, they are in a train or a bus, and they can just open a page of the diary and they can look at the words that they found and they kept them there as a bank. So it is very common to use a diary writing activity with vocabulary building up exercise, because you can just add words to your diary. You don't really need to make sentences. So it is highly informal writing that we would talk about diary writing. If you want to change that diary writing into formal writing, of course, later on, maybe looking at the whole content and the context of the words that you have noted down in your diary, then you can write sentences in formal writing. So in a way, this diary writing, which is done informally, can provide you a forum for writing formal writing in a diary with the help of the diary. So usually this is done by secondary school students and higher level students, and it is a good suggestion to the students to keep a diary with them. It can be a short diary. Also, sometimes I have noticed students using tablets and their phones to write down different words in order to make a bank of vocabulary there. There's nothing wrong in that. That could also be called a diary. But basically, it has a tendency to collect things which we are in a hurry and we want to note them down because later on we may forget them. And it is a form of informal writing, and it can be encouraged. And later on, if the students want to convert it into formal writing, they can always convert it into formal writing. But the basic idea of diary writing is using informal writing, and also in informal writing a high degree of collection of words instead of sentences, because sometimes it is difficult to write a sentence when we are in a hurry or we are short of time. And another method of writing a diary which was used in the past was a type of shorthand, which people who had the knowledge of shorthand could do that. And they could just write in the diaries using the shorthand, and then they would know what they have written in their diaries and then transform it according to their requirement, whether they want to write a paragraph on it or whether they want to write an article on it. So, but we would still place it in informal writing.